Or one that you
Whoever
haven't
you
heard
heard
from.
first,
and-
exactly.
The regular meeting of the Niles Main District Library for Wednesday, August 19th, 2026 at 7 p.m.
Trustee Sheeler?
Present.
Trustee Kadir is absent with prior notice. Trustee Schoenfeld is absent with prior notice. Treasurer Botello?
Present.
Secretary Toy?
Here.
Vice President Rosansky?
Here.
President Key?
Here. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there any public comments signed up?
No one has signed up, and we did not receive anything electronically or delivered. Would anyone in the room like to make public comment? No?
Okay, thank you. All right, I would like to motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Does anyone have any questions or want to bring anything out? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so we are on to new business. 5A is ordinance for the budget. I would like to, motion to approve the ordinance 2602, providing for budget and appropriations of the Niles Main District Library, Cook County, Illinois, for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2026 and ending June 30th, 2027.
Second.
Sorry, I took your...
That's fine. You want to go quick and get this meeting over with? I'm cool.
No.
I'm cool. Let's go for it. You're not going to hear this vice president complaining?
Does anyone have any further questions or comments on the budget? I know we've discussed it a few times already, so.
Yeah, we have several meetings.
I think we'll do a regular vote for this one, though. So, yeah.
Yes.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. Trustee Sheeler?
Yes.
Treasurer Botello?
Yes.
Secretary Toy?
Yes.
Vice President Rosansky?
Yes.
President Key?
Yes.
5-0 passes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. New business, move an action on the resolution 2603, transferring funds to our special reserve.
Second. And do you want to give us a brief on that, please?
Sure. Our financial advisor, in order to maintain bounds within the Miller Rule, which we've discussed before in presentations about having funds in the general fund versus the reserve fund, has recommended that we move $5 million into special reserves, and we can do that for the previous fiscal year through the end of August. And so that would put us still within the bounds of the Miller Rule, which means that our general funds would have not more than an additional year's worth of operating expenses in the general fund.
Does anyone have any questions? Okay.
Trustee Schiller?
Yes.
Treasurer Battello?
Yes.
Secretary Toy?
Yes.
Vice President
Yes.
Wozzachowski? President King?
Yes.
5-0 passes.
I would like to move on the action to proposal to approve the purchase of a replacement laser cutter and,
Second.
okay,
Would you like me to say something? or?
Does anyone want Richard to
Do you want
expound
to
on that?
explain
Or do you have any
anything?
questions on that, or?
I do have a couple questions. First is all the software included with that?
It is, but it
And-
also allows for software that is free to be
Okay.
used, so that's one of the reasons that it's chosen, so that patrons who perhaps don't have the resources to be able to purchase specialized software like some of the other lasers that are out there, wouldn't have to either wait to get on the computer here that has that specialized software, or perhaps incur that cost.
Okay. And the other question, is this gonna be any other peripherals, like the dust collection system that we have now? Will that tie into that? We don't have to upgrade that or anything?
So it would require a upgrade to the dust collection. However, we have already anticipated that, and we are going to, as part of the construction, have an exhaust on the roof for this laser printer. Laser cutter, laser engraver, if that's what it is.
Okay.
The accessory that they're purchasing is the rotary tool, so that it will allow cylindrical objects to be rotated, such as mugs, cups, that type of stuff.
Right, yeah.
cool.
Okay.
What's the life expectancy for the new machine?
It's about 5 years. All depends on how much use they have. The current one that we have got used up pretty good. It's very popular,
Yeah.
and this is a step up towards, from the hobbyist type of, we had like a high-end hobby, and this is more commercial.
Mhm.
How old is the one we have now?
It's about 5 years.
But it still operates fine.
It is currently operating, yes, but it's limited to what it can do based on it as a 40-watt laser, and this is an 80-watt laser, so it's double the power. It's a smaller footprint, although it's larger than the first one that we started off. It seems that in the last 10 years, we've been upgrading, so we've upgraded twice. This is the third time, so.
We
it
still
makes-
have the original small one too, don't we?
No, we don't. That
We got
one
rid of that one?
finally went
Okay,
to the wayside.
so this is our new small one?
Yes, this is our new small one.
Will the other one be kept in service, or will it
I don't
happen to
believe
that?
so. At this point, it's power, basically, the more you use it, the laser then it needs to be replaced, and then it becomes counterproductive to be able to maintain. So it just kind of gets, it's something that gets used up, because you can't just, you can certainly replace all the parts innards, but then it gets more expensive when you do that, as opposed to purchasing something new.
Plus, when you buy it, it's got a warranty.
It does.
I think it's really cool that you could use free software with it and
Mhm.
be doing stuff from home rather than having to be in the building. That's
Yeah,
really
there's
cool.
new staff in the makerspace, and they're very excited with this. They know how to use this particular machine, so the learning curve, we've already surpassed that, so we're very excited.
And it
Yes.
works faster, right? than
It
the
is
other
much
one?
faster, yes.
Yeah, so for people, when they come in, especially for holiday gifts is often what people use this for, but gifts in general, it's a really nice machine. We won't have it ready for this particular holiday season, but people love making things, and this just, because it's faster, allows for more people to be able to make items as well.
It's exciting.
It is.
So it's one of the reasons, or one of the machines that, you can build the space, like the board has approved. We're doing like a lower level renovation that we'll be speaking about update a little bit later in the meeting. But it's not really the space as much as what's in that space, all the technology, and this is one of those things. So, and they'll be also replacing additional things that are in there.
Go ahead, Murphy.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Schiller?
Yes.
Treasurer Battello?
Yes.
Secretary Toy?
Yes.
Vice President Wozzachowski?
Yes.
President King?
Yes.
5-0 passes.
I
I'd like to just approve discussion on the progress of the library's remodel project, beginning September 1st.
Sure. I don't know, do they need a? they don't
Well,
need
we'll
a-
need to approve it, yeah.
Exactly, it's just a discussion topic. So, good evening, board, again. We're about a week and a half away from starting a renovation. That's going to encompass parts of the library, but also affect the entire building. As you probably walked in this evening, you noticed that the Ben Gallery has transformed. It does not have any kind of gallery on display. In fact, we have computer stations up here. Tomorrow we'll have copiers up here and more computers. The makerspace is scheduled to be moved in its entirety up here on Monday and Tuesday. So by Wednesday, they will no longer be down in the lower level. We'll be finishing the prep work of any technology that we need to retain, such as access points, cameras that are in the current location, so that by the 1st of September, Tuesday, construction can start. And so that's where we are. We've been doing a lot of work getting everything prepared up here as well as around the library. So if you if you have a chance to walk through the library, you'll notice that on the first floor in the kids space area, we have moved some shelving around. Just slight improvements for the ability to have the new desk situated where it is without impacting any collection, and we didn't want to get rid of any shelving, so we were able to move it around. As well as the fiction shelves were moved out just a little bit and widened so that we could meet better with ADA requirements. They used to be just on the verge of 36, 38. With some of the materials that they have, it's a little taller, so they have it sideways and then it sticks out, and thus, even though it's ADA, but then it's not when you have those materials stick out. So we made everything about 45, 46 inches wide. So they're very excited about that, as well as that desk that will be coming in sometime between October and November is when the work will start down there in the kids space area. On the second floor, we straightened the DVDs. The shelving was on a 30-degree angle. We straightened it so that the new bathroom in the corner can take shape. They need a little bit more room in order to do the construction of the walls, and we don't want them to affect the collection. So this temporary partition wall that you see here between the maker space and this computer area will be utilized. The system will be utilized throughout the library to protect the patron spaces that are continuing to be usable during the construction or during the renovation phase, so that dust and noise can be kept to a minimum. So that would be third floor, second floor, first floor, and then there's the lower level. So the teen librarians have moved out of their office space so that we can recollect some of their non-used Han furniture, so we'll have for the future. And then next week we'll be going through and disconnecting some of the technology that will remain. We'll also be taking about four shelving units of teen material, putting it on temporary carts, and putting that collection into the teen area so that it's accessible while having that corridor for the trades to enter through the southeast emergency entrance. That way they don't have to come through the entire building and disturb the entire building while we're working.
So Rich, the teen area will still be open
Yes, the
even
teen-
though they're going to have the construction?
Yes, the teen area will be accessible. There will be a walkway that's this temporary partition that will run the length of that room and end on the doorway so they can get in, and then through their teen underground area, they have a second door to get to the collection.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll still maintain the fire escapes, so.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of prepping, that's where it is. In terms of like administratively, we've received today 3 of the 15 contracts that we have with the trades. So So we'll be providing that to KTJ for their review before signing, as we had indicated. And we're still on target to meet the September 1st start. Not all the trades need to have it signed as of September 1st. So like the ones that are making things safe, like the electricity, we already have the contract with the construction manager will be doing some of the prep work. The demolition group is part of that, and then the AV group as well, which will be doing the CMR the first 3 weeks. So the Commons meeting room or large meeting room, that AV part, replacing all that AV will be the first 3 weeks of September. So yeah, it's pretty large and encompassing.
The way you're describing for EPA,
Yes.
making the spaces wider,
Mhm.
are you going into that area where they had the tables and the computers before?
No, we left those all, and we went into the area that was kind of the first right turn that you would make through the archway. There was a little bit more space there that was originally designed to be twice as big for a couple of tables. The collection grew, so we had to put a range there, and it sort of nestled next to the power. And so after that, we never used that power because it would be a tripping hazard. So at this point, we said, we're not using it. Let's make this safe by removing the power. We left it in place, and in terms of the boxes, we covered it up, removed the electricity from there, and covered it with plates so that the shelving unit can rest on top of it. So if you walk through there, you'll see it's a little, you can see some of the marks of where the shelving made the impression on the carpet, so you'll see how it moved, but they're very happy with it, so.
In that room that is or was or whatever, the
Sure, I can give you an update.
junior high group area, that is being enlarged.
Sure, so what we could say, as part of, so with the prep work, the contracts, September 1st is, we're on schedule. So that brings us to this year. So this year in the budget, we put in several things that the board had approved as the special reserve projects. And we're already speaking with the architects. We're hopeful that we can add this into the current construction so that we don't have to go out to bid a separate time, and we don't have to incur additional costs that are already incurred by the library. So we're hoping that at least by, well, the earliest would be the next meeting, that's September's meeting. If we can get everyone on the same page with all the estimates, and we bring the proposals to, or the proposal to the board. And that encompasses renovations of office spaces on the 3rd floor administration area, so the community engagement and marketing and the administration area. Things have changed, as you know, new staff and different roles. And so to better serve that, we're looking at that, as well as the program room, which used to be called the middle ground. That's the walled, glass walled room as you walk through Kid Space. We've made a number of enhancements locally, as in my staff. We've changed out, we put a TV in there instead of a projection screen. It's a little bit tricky with the surfaces of the ceiling. We put a credenza in there with a sink so that they can have programs that require that type of requirements, you know, running water. And there's 2 support poles in that room, which that's just the nature of how that room is. And so we were working with them to see if we could increase the space of that room. So what's going to be proposed is that about 6 to 8 feet, we're going to go into the kids area, which is kind of like that little empty nook that they use sometimes for summer reading, sign up. With a wall that is a partition wall. It's glass, similar to what will be downstairs, but it will be able to be retracted towards where the desk currently is, because it's going to be removed. That desk will be removed. That way it will be not just a larger room, but also a room that can open up to that area right before the computers are. So if you have a bigger program, they might not need to go to the large meeting room or maybe even downstairs. But we do find that spaces are at a premium, so we're gonna add, a much bigger space than what we had in Studio B, the classroom, because it's the combined room. But their programs in KidSpace are very popular. And so sometimes they have programs in multiple rooms during the day or at the same time. And they're all like packed. So this would allow them to use that space better and more efficiently. So, which also brings me to, we completed I believe it's the sensory or the reset or quiet room that's next to that. We changed out the lights so that they can dim, dark painted the ceiling so that it's provides some solitude to people who might have sensory issues. We put a sink in there as well as a changing station. So it's going to be a multi-purpose room for families to be able to enjoy.
So that is finished?
It is finished, yes.
Okay, because I know it was in progress.
It was in progress, and now I can report that it is finished, and they're very excited with it. So, yeah, so those kind of things are happening, a lot of good things.
But it looks like we didn't vote on that middle ground.
No, that is.
So that's why I was asking, because I was
True.
wondering if that was gonna be in phase 2.
No, well, you can call it phase 2, but so you voted to put it into the budget for this year. And because the project got delayed, now it's hitting up to projects for this year, which actually is a good thing in this case because we'll be able to add it to that project. So
Okay.
is it a part 2? Yes, but it's going to be added to this.
Still,
We would
yeah.
not want to go into the contingency because we're adding on. So we will come to the board and indicate this is what the estimate is. And if the board sees that, you'd like us to proceed in that, then we would have you vote to approve it and add it to.
it only makes sense if, well, speaking for myself,
Sure.
I'm only one board member. If we're, say, yes, we get it all done at once, it's, less expensive than having a new group come in there and do it.
Right,
later.
because if we have the trades, they'll, obviously, there might be the partition from a different company, but beyond that, there'll be the carpenters, the electricians, the floor, that type of stuff that we've already gone out to bid and gotten the best prices, so this would be a change order on that, but we'd like to approve the funds from this year in order to do that from the budget. So we'll bring it to you. Like I said, I'm hoping, I'm pushing everybody, the architects, the general contractor, or the contractors, in order to try to achieve next, because the sooner we get it, the sooner we can get it into the books of them being able to do it without having to kind of push into, say, February. I'd like to get it all wrapped together, so.
Well, and it would be nice while I'm still on the board.
And what we're also hoping to do, although we don't have exact dates for it yet, is to have an open house once we have some of this construction done, and it would be nice to have that as part of the open house as well.
So the last thing I have is I haven't asked whether the board would like, say next week or before construction starts, to have the opportunity to have a wall breaking ceremony, so to speak. That's always nice photo op, we can go into the Studio B area that most of those walls are going to be removed, or at least the specific places, and we can mark out and, maybe get some white construction hard hats for you, and if someone is interested in that.
I'm all into the hard hat, baby.
Yep,
We get different sledgehammers.
You gotta play the song too, though.
So I'm gonna provide like the location and the safety part, and then community engagement marketing can do the rest of the PR and that type of stuff, and the ambiance, right, with any kind of mood setting
music.
So anytime next week, if maybe whoever's interested can kind of give us some times, dates, and then we can see what we can put together. I would also then invite the product architecture if they would like to participate, and our general contractor. So.
Cool.
Sounds
I have a
good.
question.
Rich, which bid was it that the vendor retracted their bid? Was it the electrical?
It was the electrical, yes.
Okay, how did that come out? Did that get rebid? Are we still waiting for it, or what's the deal with that?
No, so part of
The motion.
the motion that the board approved was to not only accept the withdrawal, which was mutually acceptable, so
Right.
they asked to be withdrawn,
Right.
and we acknowledged that that was a good idea,
Right.
and that we would not hold them with regards to their bid bond. It was an honest mistake on their
Right.
part.
And-
So at the same time, we accepted the next lowest bid,
Okay.
so
all right.
it's one of the 15 bids.
Okay, all right.
And that's actually sitting on Valerie's desk as one of the three
Okay,
contracts
all
that we
right.
received today in order to continue with the whole process.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're all good. We have all 15 bids that we were expecting. We were able to secure the lowest and qualified bidder, with the exception that the electrical lowest one backed out. And we had several bids, and the next one wasn't entirely crazy, you know, in terms of, oh my gosh, it's that much more. No, so we're all good.
I was gonna say, by law, we have to go with the lowest acceptable
Yes, lowest qualified bid.
qualified, thank you.
And that's where sometimes it's not qualified because they might have missed something. In their case, they did miss something, and then that would mean that they would not be able to, you know, break even on the job. And they said, look, we made a mistake, and we would like to withdraw. And so that's why it was there. But it's a bid process, so there's an official thing, and that's why we
Yeah,
went
no,
through
it's
that.
a good thing. I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to hold their feet to the fire.
No, no.
Because
No.
we would
No.
definitely get the short
It's-
end of that. I
right,
just
it's-
wondered if that had to be rebid or if
No,
we had
no,
somebody
it was all
else.
part of the process,
Okay,
and we
good.
had included also, like we do for everything that we go out to bid, that ultimately the board can decide whether or not to accept the bid. And so, you know, the board accepted, or the board acknowledged that they will not accept that bid.
Yeah.
By your motion, you know, it's part of the, actually, it wasn't even a motion, it was so complicated with
was a
all the different things, it
resolution.
was a resolution, so,
Yeah.
just like tonight. Anyway, so those are the updates.
Roberta
Oh,
has a
yes.
question.
Rich, I just wanted to ask about specifically the trades.
Yes.
So as they're going to perform work,
Mhm.
do you anticipate that any type of work is going to be done overnight or during hours where we're not?
So the
open?
earliest we're gonna start is probably 5 inside the building. Outside, we'll make sure that, you know, we're not disturbing our neighbors, although, you know, we can't locate the dumpster on the other side of the property. We have to kind of have it where the construction is, so it will be on the side of our east lot. We also will be doing some sewer work. We're adding a sewer connection to the building, so there will be work being done with that, but we're gonna follow what the local laws here are in terms of the codes from the village, and we've always been successful with that. Interior, we can get early, and the reason why we would like to do that is if we're cutting in through concrete, for example, or moving in steel for that wall, that partition wall, we try to minimize the impact on the general public and our staff during the day. So trades also like to start early and get out.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to accommodate to move the schedule along, so.
One last thing on that.
Sure.
Any like Sunday hours?
No, this project, unless they indicate to us that they'd like to, which we would be accommodating, because my goal is to get the project done as soon as possible, so that it's the minimal impact on patrons and staff. So I would be willing to do that. I'm not sure that the general contractor would be willing to do that, because they're also supervising the job directly, so we'll have to play with that. But Monday through Friday, probably 7 to 3 or 6 to 3, something like that, is probably the general time. So with that being said, I didn't indicate that we also have reached out to community partners in this area to see if we can secure temporary parking during those working hours, so that we'll have some place to park other than just in the lot. So we haven't made anything yet, so we don't want to announce anything prematurely.
Thank you.
Any other questions or? So looking forward to it, and you know, it'll be a whole bunch of months of work.
We're looking forward to hearing from you again.
Yeah, well, I'll be coming every month to update you on the progress, and you'll see some of that progress as we complete some of the projects. So yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be fun and exciting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rich.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'd like to call to adjourn to go to executive session. So I don't know, how do you want me to word that?
A motion
Because
to adjourn.
motion to adjourn,
Second.
and then,
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And it is 7:30 PM.
She's got to read it.
All right, does anybody need 5 minutes, or are we good to go? We are back in open session of the Niles Main District Library regular meeting of August 19th, and it is 9:09 PM.
Trustee Schuler,
Present?
trustee Kadir, and trustee Schoenfeld are absent with prior notice. Treasurer Botello,
Present?
secretary Toy,
Here.
vice president Rosansky.
Here.
President Keen.
Here. We have two items, action items from closed session. Secretary Toy, would you like to?
I move to approve the closed session meeting minutes from December 10th, 2025, January 21st, 2026, July 15th, 2026, and they will be kept closed.
Second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, and I move to promote Richard Woznicka to the position of Assistant Director of Operations and Infrastructure with a salary of $107,626, starting on September 1st, 2026.
I second.
Okay.
Take a roll, please.
Yes. Trustee Schuler,
Yes.
treasurer Botello,
Yes.
secretary Toy,
Yes.
vice president Rosansky,
Yes.
president Keen.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Woo!
Thank you, Rich, for all of your hard work.
Hey, he sold me out there last one.
Wasn't even trying.
All right, so we have, that's it, that's all the action items we have from closed session. We are on to other. Does anyone else have other before the 1 minute? No, okay. We're good. All right, so during other, then we were going to talk about a day for next week's demolition derby. So let's look at the calendars. Let's see. Next week starts the 23rd, which is Sunday, so any days that work for, we usually meet on Wednesdays. Is Wednesday good for people? Is Wednesday good for you, Rich?
Yeah, I think Wednesday would work, right?
You're talking Wednesday evening?
Wednesday, August 26th, 7 o'clock, usual time.
I can't make it, but go ahead and do it without me.
Well,
We've got
is there a
concert
different
at
day you
Ravinia
can
that
make
night.
it?
25th at 7? Tuesday night?
I can't make it on Tuesdays.
Monday night?
Go ahead and do it on Wednesday night.
The
I
Wednesday-
could do it Monday,
The Wednesday's
Tuesday.
better for me.
Okay,
Go ahead and do it.
all right.
Or Thursday. No, Thursday's the makeup concert in the park. I'd rather be there.
Okay, so Wednesday, August 26th at 7 PM? Okay,
6, you said?
no, 7,
PM.
our
Okay.
regular time. Okay. All right, and that's it for other, I think? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 It is 9:13.